Let's protect Sri Lanka mangrove communities. Protecting Sri Lanka's mangrove ecosystems is essential due to their critical role in coastal protection, carbon sequestration, and supporting biodiversity. These ecosystems face threats from deforestation, unsustainable development, the expansion of shrimp farms, and climate change. Protecting these valuable natural resources requires a multifaceted approach that includes community participation, policy implementation, and restoration efforts. How do mangroves protect the coast? Mangroves act as natural barriers, protecting coastal areas from erosion, storm surges, and the effects of rising sea levels. How do they sequester carbon dioxide? They absorb and store significant amounts of carbon dioxide, helping to mitigate climate change. How do they help biodiversity? Mangroves provide critical habitat for a wide range of species, including fish, birds, and other wildlife, and are a haven for threatened animals. How do they provide livelihoods? They support local communities by providing resources such as fish, timber, and medicinal plants, and by providing employment opportunities in restoration projects, and mangroves increase food security. What are the current threats to mangroves? Deforestation, the clearing of mangroves for agriculture, aquaculture, and other development projects. Unsustainable development, coastal development projects that encroach on mangrove areas and disrupt their natural functions. The spread of shrimp farms. The biggest threat to mangroves is the emergence of shrimp farms, which have caused at least 35% of the destruction of mangrove forests. And these activities can be seen in abundance along the coast of Sri Lanka, from Marawila to Puttalam. Climate change. Rising sea levels, increased storm intensity, and other climate-related changes pose significant challenges to mangrove ecosystems. Industrial pollution, oil spills, and plastic waste are also destroying mangrove ecosystems. So how can we protect mangrove ecosystems while successfully addressing the above challenges? Empowering community participation. Local communities play a vital role in mangrove conservation. Empowering them with knowledge, resources, and livelihood opportunities related to mangrove protection is crucial. Enacting policies and legislation, Sri Lanka has already taken steps to protect all of its mangroves. Enforcing these policies and strengthening mangrove management plans is essential. Implementing restoration projects, planting and restoring damaged mangrove areas can help revitalise these important ecosystems. Promoting sustainable practices. Promoting sustainable fisheries, ecotourism, and other practices that minimise negative impacts on mangrove ecosystems. Raising public awareness. Educating the public about the importance of mangroves and encouraging responsible behaviour is essential. By scaling up and implementing these strategies, Sri Lanka can ensure long-term sustainable solutions and resilience of its mangrove ecosystems, which will increasingly benefit the environment and the local communities that depend on them. Densely vegetated mangrove areas should be prohibited from being used for fish and shrimp ponds, and mangrove swamps that have not been used or abandoned for 5 years should be returned to forest land. Mangrove restoration is carried out in a similar way to planting a forest on land. Mangrove seeds are grown in greenhouses and then planted in mud flats along the ocean's edge. For example, when considering sensitive ecosystems with mangroves, the Madhu Ganga, an area that is most popular with the local and foreign tourism industry, can be introduced. With its diverse biodiversity, the Madhu Ganga wetland is a World Heritage Site protected by the Ramsar Convention. With the help of its mangrove forests and vegetated banks, the region creates an experimental coastal wetland ecosystem of high ecological and biological importance. Finally, the mangrove plant community is a part of the natural environment and a friend of man. And it is our utmost duty as humans to maintain and protect, the very sensitive mangrove ecosystems, which can be introduced as a great gift to future generations.